It was one of those bitterly cold winter mornings in New York City, so cold that every breath turned to vapor and the streets lay under a pristine blanket of fresh snow. As the first rays of dawn peeked over the skyline, the city slowly stirred awake. Donald Trump, a figure known far and wide for his power and relentless confidence, was in the middle of his hectic routine when he paused to check his phone. Scrolling through a barrage of headlines, one story in particular stopped him in his tracks. On the screen was the tale of a young boy battling a rare and dangerous illness in a hospital, his family weighed down by overwhelming medical bills and daily hardships. The boy, named Ethan, was described as a beacon of hope, a tiny light that refused to dim even in the darkest circumstances. In that moment, something deep within Trump shifted. Beyond the usual news cycle and the clamor of business, he felt an unexpected surge of compassion, a rare stirring that broke through his well-known tough exterior. This wasn't just another headline. It was a call to look closer at the human stories hidden beneath the surface of every news report. Without a moment's hesitation, Trump made a decision that would soon transform more than just his day. He put his prearranged appointments on hold and set out for the hospital. As he drove through the snowy streets, the wintry landscape blurred past his window, a hypnotic montage of twinkling lights and icy reflections. Yet, all he could think about was Ethan's determined, hopeful eyes. Each snowflake, each silent moment on the road, seemed to carry whispers of untold stories of struggle and resilience. During that drive, Trump's mind wandered beyond the familiar boardrooms and media spotlights. He recalled moments from his own life, instances of unexpected vulnerability and fleeting acts of kindness that had once moved him deeply. The familiar urban scenery took on a new meaning that day. Every street and every building now seemed to echo with the possibility of change. The journey to the hospital became more than just a physical trip. It was a passage of reflection and renewal, as he prepared to bridge the gap between the world he knew and the world of genuine human connection. After what felt like an eternity of introspection on snowy roads, Trump arrived at the hospital, a building whose long, echoing corridors and sterile white walls concealed countless stories of struggle and silent hope. He navigated these corridors slowly, each step resonating with the weight of the lives unfolding within these walls. Finally, he reached the room where Ethan was being cared for. With a gentle knock, he opened the door and stepped into a sunlit space that contrasted sharply with the chill outside. There, by a window awash with soft light, sat Ethan, a young boy whose eyes were fixed on the falling snow. Despite the toll of his illness, Ethan's face bore a mixture of quiet determination and a spark of hope that seemed almost defiant. In that moment, Trump's hardened public persona began to melt away. He approached the bed with measured steps, feeling both humbled and inspired by the sheer resilience before him. "Hey, I'm Donald," he said softly, his voice imbued with warmth and sincerity. "I'm here for you." The simplicity of that greeting shattered the barriers between celebrity and everyday humanity. Ethan's gaze, filled with cautious wonder, met Trump's with a silent acknowledgement, a connection forged in that very instant. It was a moment when the superficial labels of fame and power gave way to something raw, something deeply human. That day in the hospital turned into an experience that would forever alter the lives of those involved. As Ethan's mother recounted the family's daily battles, the crushing weight of exorbitant medical bills, the fear of an uncertain future, and the slow, relentless erosion of hope, Trump listened intently. Each word resonated, piercing through the armor of his public image. He realized that this wasn't just an incidental visit, it was a profound call to action. For hours, Trump remained at the hospital. He spoke with doctors and nurses, exchanged heartfelt words with other families, and even shared a few light-hearted jokes to bring smiles to weary faces. His presence was more than symbolic, it was a genuine expression of care and empathy. In that room, something powerful was set in motion, a movement born from a single, compassionate act. Deeply moved by the stories he encountered, Trump decided to launch a comprehensive support campaign. He reached out to local charities, organized fundraisers, and used his considerable influence to ensure that children like Ethan could receive the care they desperately needed. The campaign quickly grew into a beacon of hope, uniting a community and proving that even the smallest acts of kindness can ignite significant change. In the weeks and months that followed, Ethan's journey took on a life of its own. Each day brought small victories, a stable heartbeat, moments free from pain, smiles shared with caring nurses. The hospital room that was once filled with uncertainty slowly transformed into a sanctuary of hope and determination. Every minor improvement was celebrated as a victory against the odds, a testament to the strength of the human spirit when bolstered by support and compassion. Throughout this period, Trump continued to visit the hospital, his presence a constant reminder that they were not alone. His commitment and the ensuing support campaign created ripples throughout the community, inspiring countless individuals to contribute in their own ways. Ethan's progress, loss, once a distant possibility, became a vivid symbol of what can happen when people come together. His recovery was not just his own triumph, it was a shared victory that united hearts, restored faith, and rekindled the belief that hope can flourish even in the harshest conditions. The day eventually arrived when Ethan, now noticeably stronger and brimming with renewed vitality, felt compelled to return the kindness he had received. On a radiant, hopeful day that seemed to herald a new beginning, Ethan made his way to Trump's office. With his heart full of gratitude and his spirit soaring with optimism, he stepped into a space that had come to symbolize transformation and second chances. Inside the office, Trump waited, not as a distant celebrity, but as a man who had profoundly touched lives with his actions. When their eyes met, the room filled with an unspoken understanding of the journey they had shared. With a voice trembling with emotion, Ethan whispered, "Thank you, Mr. Trump. You saved my life." At that moment, words fell away. Trump opened his arms wide, and Ethan ran forward, embracing him in a heartfelt hug that conveyed every ounce of gratitude and hope. In that embrace, the struggles of the past melted away, replaced by a profound connection that spoke to the power of compassion. The power of compassion, Trump's healing touch, is more than just a story. It's a testament to how a single act of kindness can spark a movement, transform lives, and remind us all that even in the coldest moments, the warmth of human connection lights the way to a brighter tomorrow.